Stop wasting time on things that holds you back. In this video, I'm about to reveal the 7 things that I did that took me from broke to a multimillionaire. And we'll start with the number 1. It's to cut out the energy vampires or the energy drainers. These are the people that are in your life that takes your energy down. I want to give you an example, like a smartphone. When you keep your smartphone running with useless apps running in the background, the charge of the smartphone will go down. This is exactly what the people around you can do to you. The people around you can lift you up or drain you down. I had a friend, a school friend. He used to only call me or text me when he wanted something. He never called me when I wanted somebody to cheer me up. He never called me to ask about me. He only called me when he wanted something. I had to cut these people out of my life. And you need to understand that when you say no to somebody, you're saying yes to another person that comes into your life and lifts you up. And know that your environment, and I mean the people around you, is the thermostat, is your thermostat. It's not only your attitude. You can have the greatest attitude, but the environment around you or the people around you sucks you down. So what I want you to do is one thing. Do what I call friend inventory. Look at the 10 people that you are regularly in touch with them and check, are they lifting you up or they're putting you down? And if they're putting you down, cut them off to give space to the right people to come to your life to lift you up. The second thing you need to stop doing is to stop taking advice from the wrong people. Example, when I used to go to gym and I train and I find people coming to me and giving me advices and I look at them, I don't want to be like them. So the things that runs in my mind, so if I do the push-ups the way you do it, I will look like you. Absolutely, I don't want that. That's not being rude. That's about being solid and concrete or where I want to go. So stop taking advices from wrong people. Business advices from coaches who never run businesses. Stop taking relationship advices from Elon Musk, the guy who was married 3 times. Yes, if I want to build a rocket and go to space, yes, I will take his advice. So always take advices from the people that have what you don't have, or they reach the goal that you want to reach. And stop taking advices just from random people who wants to speak to you. Protect that. There is a lovely quote that says, success leaves clues. When a person is successful, it is visible that he's successful. That's why in the gym, a fitness trainer needs to look fit. And that's where I get my advices. So stop wasting your time on people just speaking to you about their wishy-washy advices that actually they didn't achieve anything in their life. That's number 2. The number 3 thing that I want you to cut off or to start doing is to taking full responsibility. I passed by a phase in my life that I started to blame everything around me. Blaming people, blaming circumstances. But the problem with this is when you start blaming things rather than you, is that you give power to these people or to the circumstances. Once you get in control of that, you will be in control. There is a lovely quote that says, we are creatures, we're not creatures of circumstances, we are creators of circumstance. Which means when you start taking the responsibility rather than pushing the blames to others, your life will totally change. Let's say, for example, you are a chef and the meal that you prepared sucks. Will you blame the ingredients? That won't help. But if you reflect on yourself, you will be able to cook the meal properly and have a great results. That's exactly with everything that you do in your life. Take responsibility of everything in your life. Full responsibility. The 4th thing that I want you to do is to learn to say no. I don't want you to say yes to everything. And that comes to a level that once you say yes to a lot of things, your output for the things that matters to you will be very low. The quality will be very low. I want you to imagine a backpack that you keep putting things in this backpack. It's becoming heavy. While you're moving, you're walking. That's exactly when you say yes to everything around you. So there's a lovely quote that I love. It's and it's by Steve Jobs. It's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. Understand that saying yes is super easy. Saying no needs guts and needs effort. Because a lot of times we just say yes to things not to make people sad. So I want you to learn how to say no to things that doesn't align to your goals, to your objectives, where you want to head in life. Once you say no, you say yes to your goals. Remember that. And you know, the best way is to do that is, I want you to decide on one thing and pick that thing. And I want you to dedicate to it. And I'm saying dedicate 10 years. You're all in. And saying yes to only the things that move the things for that particular thing. And saying no to everything else. And trust me, after a decade, you will achieve the big goal that you have. But by scattering yourself to many yeses just to please people, or you think you're able to carry all the load, exactly, remember the backpack, you won't be able to move forward because the load is heavy. So the power here is to say no. Learn to say no. And remember, yes is easy. Let's go to number 5, which is an interesting one. It's avoid being a prisoner to your phone. I met a lot of people who are prisoner to their devices, which means I have a lot of people, they say like, I don't know what's actually holding me back. And when we dig deep, we understand they're addicted to their phones. They have something to do. They jump onto the phone. They keep scrolling in and out for 3-4 hours. And then suddenly time passes and they find out that they didn't do anything. That's exactly an addiction to the phone. Nobody knows the 3-4 hours scrolling, how many big things this scrolling robs out of you. These 3-4 hours, you have easily put it in something that you really want. And 100% it compounds over time, you will achieve it. But the point is, this is an addiction. You're being addicted to your phone, you're being addicted to your device. And remember a lovely quote that says your focus determines your reality. If you're focusing too much on your device, being addicted to it, being on it hours and hours and hours, and then suddenly you say, oops, I don't have time. I couldn't do the things that I must have done just by scrolling. Remember, life is much more interesting than scrolling a phone. The number 6 thing that I would highly recommend to do is to study books. Don't just read them. I started my journey with books, with just reading books. I was running from book to book, because I just want to take them off my list. And from the number of books that people were recommending me, you need to read this, you need to read that, you need to read this, you need to read that. So I was speed reading books, but at the end, there was nothing out of the book. Because the idea of reading a book, it's not in the information. It is in the application of the book, which means when you get an information out of a book, you need to apply it right away. Otherwise, it becomes useless. And always remember, and I want you to apply this when you're reading, there is something called just-in-case reading and just-in-time reading. Just-in-time reading, it is the thing that I follow. Whatever a skill, or even if I'm stuck in life, in a particular phase in my life, I read the books related to this. That's called just-in-time. So I need to, for example, develop my sales skills. I read books related to sales at that particular time. And when I read it, I apply it and execute it. Just in case, books, it is the worst thing, because the easy way is to spend money and put books on the shelf, which is called shelf help. You just stack books on the shelf and that's it. So again, reading is very important, but reading for a cause, for a particular purpose, for a particular objective, that's what makes the difference. Just in time versus just in case. Always read with an objective. Let's go to number 7, which is the most important. Stop comparing yourself to others. I'm no different. I used to compare myself to people back in the days, and the only thing that happened to me, I was absolutely depressed. Absolutely depressed. But there is a moment of awareness that comes to you and tells you why you're comparing yourself to others. Different situation, different circumstances, different relationships they have, different chapters in their life. How on earth you're comparing yourself to others? It will make you depressed. So the best thing that you do is very simple, is to compare yourself to yourself yesterday. And the only question you need to ask is, am I getting better or not? If not, that's the comparison, and that's the way you should go forward. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday, and if not, getting better, push further. But you're just not pushing further by comparing yourself to others, because it will make you depressed. Totally different journey, totally different chapters. And don't forget, comparing yourself to others will steal one important thing from you. Besides making you depressed, of course, it will steal your confidence. And you need to build your confidence to succeed. So stop this completely and always make sure that you're better every single day. You're getting closer to your goal every single day. But comparing to others, again, will leave you depressed and you will lose your confidence. So these are the 7 things that I've completely cut out of my life that helped me go from a broke person to a multi-millionaire. And I promise you, if you follow these exact 7 things and you manage them, your life will totally change. And always subscribe to this channel. You will get the nuggets of how to develop yourself, develop your business, and we meet on the Game Changer series.